Hi there, and welcome back to Daughter Kitty. There's one thing that Blender 2.8 is still a little finicky about, is that the backdrop function in the video editor, which you use all the time in editing videos, is not there anymore. It doesn't work. But, as you can see here, I reworked the layout, and now I got a setup on here that works kind of like Adobe products, our video editors, which would make things a lot easier for most people to come with. So you have a timeline down here, preview window on here, a file picker here, the scrubber up here, you can even scrub here if you want to, and a settings panel here. So let's just quickly demonstrate how you do things with this. Anyway, I even just discovered that you can actually scrub the timeline like this, but it doesn't work. Was it just a normal playback? Let's go through a very quick edit sessions here to see how things would work. Example, let's switch to this and drag in this video, which I never published, by the way. And we'll group these two. I believe it's Control M, Shift M, not a strip. It's Control G, so it's Control Group. I'm right. You can actually hear my voice on here. Pardon me. Yep, so how long is this? 11613, 16613. There we go. And I'll just enter the meta for a while because I want to see how loud the audio on here is and if I can amplify it to make things a lot better. So I think I can do it around 3 times, maybe even 4. So let's have on the meta strip. The audio file has been redone, and let's see how it looks now.
Hi everyone, let's see how you're doing. Dora Kitty here. You
can see it doesn't sound really good, but yeah, it doesn't sound very good, but it is workable. And it's there could be some performance improvement. It certainly sounds pretty good. And let me tune the display just a little bit. Yeah, so if you didn't realize, you can make a layout like this yourself if you want to. It is essentially doable, and it's because Blender just so flexible with how to manage stuff. Let's actually turn off the scrubbing here and see if it makes anything smoother or it doesn't. Yeah, so we can cut things at certain points if we want to. So if we want to cut the whole flying section, I can just cut here. That's the K key, by the way. But this is the building step. So let's scroll over to the playhead and cut it. Oh my. I see. When cutting in Blender, you have to kind of be aware of the frames. I'm pretty sure this must have been a 30 frame per second video, 60 frame per second video or something. So you can see that even though everything is desynchronized onto the down shaft, and this also means that you can actually go over the top like in a repack stuff if you feel like doing it. Like, yeah, we're doing it right now, and now we're coming back down. Full place, 1, 2, 3, full place, 1, 2, 3. It like, yeah, we're doing it right now, and now we're coming back down. Full place. And you can see that cut that we just did. Alright, let's just go to the replicating instructions then. By the way, I'll be Control-Xing all of this and just drag in a quick image, because it will work a lot quicker if you use an image. Which, by the way, this and dragging something like that. So how do you go from this to this? Well, there's a lot of panel splitting, that's for sure. But there's also a few ingenious techniques that I did use in order to make things a lot easier for me. And for the first thing you gotta do is close all of the panels to make things as easy for us as possible, which I'm having a hard time doing. Oh, because this thing is in the way, that's why. Alright, so close all panels except for one, and then we're going to re-split and change editors. So first thing, video sequencer, here we go. I flip this thing to the bottom, and that's pretty much just it. Pretty much all there is to it is here. There are a few adjustments to the size and stuff that it did, but those are no big deal. Now next, what to do with the top section, we have to split it into 3 parts, right? So drag over part 1, part 2, part 3. Though this part is the file browser, which as you can stow this thing away, it'll give you the layout that you just discovered. And I also zoom it just right so that it, how do you zoom out of these? So that it displays the correct amount and things. I wonder if there's a size adjustment, because this is larger than the old one is, and it is messing up the whole layout. Small, and this. And just to this is my display layout. And for this one, let's go to the video sequencers preview, and then use the home button to calibrate everything. You have to tune this in a bit, but yeah, this is basically how things work. And stow this portion away. I'm having troubles doing this somehow. Oh, toggle header, here it is. And the next one is a little bit ingenious, if you say so. So you go back to video sequencer and you deploy this panel. And then you retract this just enough so that it overlaps the panel. Like that. Oh, so and then you hide the header. And you get a clean panel that kind of resembles just that panel being put onto this, even though it's actually a full video editing environment down there that we just hidden with the smart resize. Now we have the timeline down here, right? Which is something we definitely have to do. But where did that come from? So we have to pull up another view from down here, and we'll deploy the header and switch it to the timeline. And again, after collapsing the menu, we can just pull this down and collapse it to the bottom, like they used to do with, you know, the info editor back in the day. So let's adjust this up to say half the screen. Really, this can be as high as you wish it would be. And then pull this down, home, and then you know what size to adjust everything else to in order to make things line up again. By the way, this might not work properly because the timeline thingy is in the way. In this case, you can just move it. Let's see if I can afford an extra that for this size. Perfectly actually. So deploy the timeline again and swipe it down. And then, whoops, wrong one. Collapse the menu. And now you got the editing layout that I use here. Although this is a different version, had slightly more stretch. And now you can comfortably work within Blender. For example, if you want to add a pan and zoom effect, I literally demonstrated this so many times already. So, but here we go. And then drag over and control it. Just scrub it over by 1 and then adjust it however you wish. Blender is really liking these scroll toolbars, by the way. You can change the interpolation a bit. And then, I. Whoops, I think I did something wrong there. You know, 2.8 is still pretty buggy in some time. So replace a few of these keyframes, brace key. Oh my heck, everything is ruined now. But as you can see, despite the skipping that little bug, everything worked perfectly fine. So that's it for today's video on DoraKitty, and we'll see you again next time. Thank you for watching and see you next Saturday.